Quran that talk about Ramadan and fasting. And so the question that arises is the primary purpose of Ramadan to finish the reading of the Quran during Taraweeh? The answer is no. Although that's a great thing. Is it to lose weight? The answer is no. Although that's a great thing. Is it to go to the masjid and pray with the jama'ah, especially in Isha and Fajr? And if you do so, it's like praying the whole night. Is that the answer? If the answer is yes, no. The answer is no. Although that's a great thing. Is it getting thirsty on and hungry for the purpose of improving your health and become healthier? The answer is no, although it's a great thing. So what is the primary purpose of the month of Ramadan? The answer is to achieve nearness to Allah Azza wa Jalla, to reconnect with the one who has created you, to strengthen the bond of and with Allah Azza wa Jalla, the only one and the best one who can give you the best in this life and the next. To feel, when you are praying Taraweeh, it's not like something mechanical, routine. You really feel the presence of Allah Azza wa Jalla. You feel that power, that spirituality, that energy. You do feel what Allah Ta'ala told Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in this verse, if my servants ask you about me, I am indeed near. Inni qareeb, I'm near, I'm there. It's not like something abstract, somewhere, very high. No, Allah Ta'ala is telling you, I am near. The question, are you near Allah Azza wa Jalla? Do you feel close to Allah Azza wa Jalla? Now, why is this important? This is important because something is real, it's relevant, it's applicable to all of us. And I want to start with the most important of our audience. And that is our youth and our children. We know, we understand, we feel what you go through, the temptation, the peer pressure, the intensity, the challenges that you have to go through every single day in school as a Muslim, as an American Muslim. And you're trying to hold fast to your deen, to your Islam. And it's not easy, it's very, very hard. Who's going to help you? Allah Azza wa Jalla. Because there is nothing that's impossible for Allah Azza wa Jalla to make it possible. No matter how hard the challenges that you, the youth and the children are going through, remember that Allah is greatest. And Ramadan is an opportunity for you to reconnect with the one who's created you. To remember that Allah is indeed the greatest. And no matter how hard those temptations are, all of them, dating, drugs, the ideologies, everything, no matter how hard it is, Allah is near, is telling you in the Quran, I am near, I'm there for you. So when you pray Taraweeh, when you come to Fajr, when you break your fast, when you're fasting and feeling that thirst, focus on the primary purpose behind the fasting, which is to reconnect with Allah Azza wa Jalla, to feel His presence, to feel His power that can overpower any other power. And then I want to address our respected ladies, our mothers, whom only Allah knows how much effort they make. They work 24 hours a day, more than us, overtime, triple time, outside and inside, and only Allah can reward you. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave them the highest respect that they deserve because of a reason, because you deserve it. And you might be going through a hard time raising the children in this country, which is very hard. Or hard time in your relationship with your spouse. Or those who have not gotten married yet and you want to get married, which is a big decision. Getting married is not a decision just in this life. It affects your entire hereafter. Who are you going to turn to? And what is the best time to turn to Allah Azza wa Jalla? The month of Ramadan. where the blessings are limitless. The connection with Allah Azza wa Jal is so strong. You turn to Allah Azza wa Jal, you reconnect and you bond. And when you put your forehead on the ground praying Taraweeh, you feel that presence. And you remember that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told you that the closest a servant to his or her Lord is in the state of sujood. And then you beg Allah for help. And you remember and you believe firmly that Allah will surely help you, no matter how hard that hardship that you're going through is. And whatever you're going through, know for sure that it's good for you, because Allah only does what's best. And then I can turn to our brothers who are working very hard to pay the bills. Some of you, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, not even enough time to come to the masjid. You don't even have enough time to spend with your lovely children and sweetheart wife. And you're trying very hard to improve that kind of social stability and that kind of job that you're doing. And it's very hard. Who do you turn to? To Ar-Razzaq, the provider, the best of providers, Khayrul Raziqin, with full, firm belief and certainty that Allah can find a way out for you. And you keep asking Him, and the best time is the month of Ramadan. You reconnect and you ask Allah Azza wa Jalla, help me. You have the entire treasures of this world, and you can do the impossible. Oh Allah, help me. I just want to have a better job so I can spend more time with my family. I can spend more time serving the house, your house. I can spend more time for da'wah. I just want to have more time to reconnect with you. With full yaqeen, certainty that Allah will help you, and He will help you if you have that belief. So that's the primary purpose of the month of Ramadan. Now we get to the second question, because we want to keep going. This is not the time to slow down, the middle of Ramadan, or to tire, or to get less motivated, especially that we're approaching the best 10 nights of the year. And they are the best 10 nights of the year. Why? Because they most probably include the best night of the year. And the best night of the year is Laylatul Qadr for a reason. And the reason Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, the night of decree is the best night of the year, because that's the night when the Quran, all of it, was revealed from the preserved tablet, Al-Lawh al-Mahfuz, to the lowest sky. And what defines the month of Ramadan is one thing: the Quran, the Holy Quran. And if you want to reconnect with Allah, you need to reconnect with the words of Allah Azza wa Jalla, with the Quran. So, the second question: what is the greatest benefit and reward of the month of Ramadan? The best one to answer this question is not me, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So let's listen to what he says, English interpretation. And this is narrated by Abu Hurairah. Keep an eye on time, don't worry, I still have 6 minutes. Narrated Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, every deed by a child or son of Adam is multiplied in reward. The reward of a good deed is multiplied tenfold to 700-fold. Allah has said, this is a regular hadith with a hadith Qudsi, which is the beauty of the Sunnah. Allah has said, except fasting, for it is done for my sake, and I give a reward for it. One gives up their desire and food for my sake. There are 2 occasions of joy. One when they break their fast, and one when they meet their Lord. The breath of the fasting person is sweeter to Allah than the fragrance of musk. Fasting is a shield And when it is the day of fasting of any of you, they should not use vile language or raise their voice. And if anyone curses them or attempts to fight with them, they should say, I am fasting. This is in Bukhari and Muslim. Let's reflect on this hadith, because this is wahy, this is revelation. And there are a couple of questions that we need to ask ourselves. The first one, since our deeds, all of them, are supposed to be done for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, why did Allah say that fasting is done for His sake? Everything is supposed to be done for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Otherwise, it's rejected. But Allah Ta'ala said in this hadith Qudsi that fasting is done for His sake. And the most probable answer by the people, the scholars that we trust, in acts that other than fasting, it is possible to do them for the sake of other than Allah Azza wa Jal. I might be praying and showing off. I might be donating money to show off. So there could be not a pure, sincere intention behind my deeds, such as praying and fasting, performing Hajj, because that's something visible. People will notice it. But fasting, there's no way. Someone will know that you're fasting. So it is purely invisible. The second question, and this is the big one. Since all of our acts are rewarded by Allah Azza wa Jal, there's nothing that's not rewarded by Allah Azza wa Jal. Otherwise, that reward is worthless. How come that Allah Ta'ala says in this hadith that I am going to reward for this? And please note that before this statement, in the hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, every deed by a son of Adam is multiplied in reward. The reward of a good deed is multiplied tenfold to 700. So let's say you donate $1,000. That could be multiplied by 10 to 700. Now you're going to ask me, well, how do I know it's going to be multiplied by 10 or 700 or 100? It all depends on your sincerity, how pure that donation is. Are you doing it for the sake of none but Allah Ta'ala, or am I doing it for other reasons? That question, that sincerity. So the purer, the more reward. But here's the great thing here about fasting. It's not tenfold. It is not 700. And please pay extra attention to this. I still have a couple of minutes. It is not 7,000. It is not 7 million. It is not 7 billion. It is the statement by Allah Ta'ala, I am going to reward for it. What does that mean? It is so unknown that tells us it is exceptionally great, to the point that is known only to Allah Azza wa Jal. And we are not even supposed to ask, what does that mean? If Allah Ta'ala says, I am going to reward for it, just have faith and believe that's going to be so great that surpasses and exceeds any number that you can imagine. So, to make this relevant to what we're trying to do tomorrow, inshallah, during our fundraising event, taking full advantage of the month of Ramadan. I don't mean any pressure whatsoever. I'm just inviting every one of you to look in your heart and between you and Allah Azza wa Jal, the one who has blessed you with whatever Allah has blessed you of money and property and wealth. Whatever you spend for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal in this month of Ramadan, the reward is unlimited, and it's only known to Allah Azza wa Jal because of this hadith. Because this hadith includes anything and everything you do during the month of Ramadan. So I need your help, and I'm trying to find someone who would have the honor in the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal to be the elite donor and raise the bar from last year's highest donation of $15,000 to $20,000. Now, what is $20,000 compared to the rida, the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal? It's nothing. However, every single penny, whether it's 1,000 or 20,000 by any of one of you, it is much appreciated and it is significant in the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal. So if you are that person, has Allah Ta'ala has blessed you with that kind of wealth, please let me know, and inshallah you will be the reason to boost donations during the entire year, and inshallah you will amass and collect and reap the benefits of everyone else who would donate for this masjid after you. Do it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, and may Allah Ta'ala raise the bar of every one of you of the nearness to Him, closeness to Him, which is the key to success in this life and the next. Ameen, ameen, ameen. Wa jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.